Major U.S. climate website likely to be shut down after almost all staff fired. Exclusive, climate.gov, which supports public education on climate science, will soon no longer publish new content. A major U.S. government website supporting public education on climate science looks likely to be shuttered after almost all of its staff were fired, The Guardian has learned. Climate.gov, the gateway website for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA's Climate Program Office, will imminently no longer publish new content, according to multiple former staff responsible for the site's content whose contracts were recently terminated. The entire content production staff at climate.gov, including me, were let go from our government contract on 31 May, said a former government contractor who wished to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation. We were told that our positions within the contract were being eliminated. Rebecca Lindsay, the website's former program manager, who was fired in February as part of the government's purge of probationary employees, described a months-long situation within NOAA where political appointees and career staff argued over the fate of the website. I had gotten a stellar performance review, gotten a bonus, gotten a raise. I was performing very well. And then I was part of that group who got the form letter saying, "Your knowledge, skills, and abilities are no longer of use to NOAA," or something to that effect. Lindsay said she had been worried that climate.gov might be a target of the new administration soon after the election, but when a large NOAA contract was up for renewal at the end of May, her former boss told her that a demand came from above to rewrite parts of the contract to remove the team's funding. "It was a very deliberate, targeted attack," said Lindsay. Lindsay said the content for climate.gov was created and maintained by a contracted staff of about 10, with additional contributions from NOAA scientists, and its editorial content was specifically designed to be politically neutral, and faithful to the current state of the sciences. "All of those staff have now been dismissed," she said. "We operated exactly how you would want an independent, nonpartisan communications group to operate," said Lindsay, and noted that climate.gov is housed within the Science Division of NOAA, not its Public Affairs Division. "It does seem to be part of this sort of slow and quiet way of trying to keep science agencies from providing information to the American public about climate." NOAA has been contacted for comment. It is unclear whether the website will remain visible to the public. View image in full screen. An employee views models at the National Hurricane Center in Miami. The climate.gov site was housed within the Communication, Education, and Engagement Division of NOAA, which describes itself as the largest team in the federal government dedicated to climate communication, education, and engagement. The website receives hundreds of thousands of visits per month and is one of the most popular sources of information about climate science on the Internet. The fired staff believe the changes to climate.gov were targeted by political appointees within the Trump administration and specifically aimed at restricting public-facing climate information. "It's targeted, I think it's clear," said Tom DiLiberto, a former NOAA spokesperson who was also fired from his position earlier this year. "They only fired a handful of people, and it just so happened to be the entire content team for climate.gov. I mean, that's a clear signal." The purge spared 2 web developers, which DiLiberto says is a concerning sign. The contractor said, "My bigger worry, long-term, is I would hate to see it turn into a propaganda website for this administration, because that's not at all what it was." The contractor said that while there will still be some pre-written, scheduled content posted on the site this month, there are no plans for further new content. After that, we have no idea what will happen to the website. Quick guide. Show. The best public interest journalism relies on